Do you feel seen and heard within your relationships? If not, confidence could be the missing key. So I'm Louise Ann, and this is the Confidence Catalyst series that I'm doing. It's 31 videos about building confidence and teaching you tips, tricks, and giving you some advice so that you can start moving towards having a more confident life. And a lot of people struggle with feeling confident within their relationships. And this is predominantly because of the way that we actually view the relationships we have in our lives. It is perceived and it is put upon us by society that the relationships we have in our life are only valuable or viable if you feel like especially romantic relationships, like you can't live without them. They are your everything, that you put them on such a pedestal that, life without them seems unbearable. And the thing about confidence is about knowing that you can handle any situation. Confidence comes from knowing, okay, well, whatever life throws at me, I'll be okay. And if you are in a relationship where you have got this person or this view of the person being so important that your life would cease to have any meaning without them, then what you are saying to your brain is that I cannot cope with any situation. I cannot cope with the situation of not having this person in my life, which means that the relationship is very unbalanced. You are not allowing yourself to see your own strengths, and the relationship no longer becomes one of wanting it. It starts to become one of there being a requirement or feeling obligated to maintain the relationship. So it's saying I need this instead of saying I want this. And when you're living your life and you are only making choices from a place of the things that you need, then it's not going to help you build the confidence. What you need to do is you need to have a look at the relationships that you have in your life. Have a look at the relationship that you have with your partner and realize the strength and the capabilities that you are bringing to the table. It's understanding that, okay, even though I don't want this relationship to end, I know I would be okay if it did. Even though this relationship means so much to me, if something happened, I would be okay because I know what I bring to the table. I value myself enough to know that my life is not determined or the value of my life is not completely upon the existence of this other person in my world. And when you start to change the way that you speak about your relationship and view your relationship, you start to even out the balance. And that means that when you know that you will be okay no matter what happens within your relationship, you can start taking actions within your relationship that you previously felt you couldn't. You can communicate your thoughts and feelings and know, okay, if they get upset by my emotional state, I'm going to be okay with that. I don't have to stop communicating my emotions and how I feel simply because they are triggered by it. It means that you can start opening up communication, and that gives you the opportunity to build your relationship instead of it being a one-sided aspect. You get to build a relationship, build communication where you talk about your emotions and your feelings and your needs, and they have the freedom to do the same to you. When you start setting boundaries, confidence, if you know that you will be okay no matter what happens, and that's confidence, knowing that you can survive whatever life throws at you, it means that you can start setting boundaries in your life over what really matters to you and within your relationships. You can start setting boundaries with your partner about the way that you want to be treated or the things that you don't like happening. And you can communicate these boundaries with them, and they can communicate their boundaries with you. It becomes a two-way street. That's the thing about it being in relationships. As you build your confidence and start to communicate and everything, you've got to be open to allowing the communication the other way. And same with boundaries. You set your boundaries and you expect them to respect your boundaries. They have the right to set boundaries, and you decide, you respect their boundaries. And if you cannot communicate and if you cannot set boundaries in a relationship, then you've got to decide whether or not this relationship is actually something that you want to be a part of. And that's the thing with confidence. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you will be okay. And no matter what happens in your relationships, you will be okay. Take your relationships from being something that you feel obligated to maintain, something that you need, something that you cannot live without, and change them to being the relationships are something that you value, that you nurture, that you want, that you desire. When you want it, when you desire it, when you value it, when you nurture it, it means that you are going to pay more attention to it. You're going to respect it. You're going to put more effort into it because its existence in your life is something that you value. And so building confidence in relationships and taking that hard stance and saying, okay, well, I'm going to be okay if this relationship ends, actually gives you the opportunity to have healthy, fulfilling, and valuable relationships that are coming from a place of alignment with who you really are and not who you pretend to be just in order to maintain this relationship. So confidence in relationships are hugely important, can be very difficult to implement, but if you are struggling with this in some of your relationships, then know that you're not alone, and it is a process that we go through. If you do need any help, or if you want to reach out and speak to me, please feel free to do so. If you want to sign up and if you feel ready to sign up and take the Unshakable Confidence mini-series, I will add the link below. And if you are getting value from this series, please remember to like, subscribe, and share about it so that others can learn and find out, and hopefully we can all go into 2025 and create a better life for ourselves and those around us. Take care and stay awesome.